Hey guys, I'm back again. Yesterday you saw me reduce my cane, and I went from that big cane down to a smaller cane, and then off camera I continued to go, and I brought it down to various sizes here. My next step then was to take a slice off my little pieces like this. So I've taken my slice. Wait a minute, where's the camera? There. Sorry about that. Now you can see it. Taken my slice. And then I use this, which is a remnant from making the stars on the cane. I took a slice off of that, and this is what's called an eye pin. Put my eye pin in place. Put my little slice from this, and finished it. Where's the camera? So now I have my earring piece with my head pin in there, so I can hang that from a hook. It's got a slice on there too, so it's embedded. It's never going to come off. And this is actually then stamped with my name, and it says Jenny P. You can't actually see it on the camera, but it's there, trust me. And then these are baked. Next, I've prepared a 4x4 ceramic tile. What I do is I've baked just polymer clay sheets in various thicknesses. This is double stick taped to the tile. There's a row of double stick tape on top of the tile, and I'm sticking this on there to hold it in place so that it doesn't move when I'm putting the resin on. So these are all stuck on there. This fits in my under my light, so it's not going to move. My next step is to put the resin on. I am using UV epoxy resin. Oh, it's backwards on there. It's from a company called Ultradome. I've been using this, I don't know, 5 years now. I like it. I haven't tried any other brands, and my philosophy is if it's working, why switch? So I've taken my epoxy resin. It's a UV one, so it cures underneath a UV light. Put it into my little bottle with my needle tool on top, and next I'm going to put that on the top of my little squares here. And yes, it's a very tedious process. And usually I have music playing in the background, but I got in trouble for that yesterday, so I decided not to do that today. So this is going to be very quiet unless you hear me talking. And I don't like listening to myself talk, so I don't do it very often. I'm starting by putting just a bead of the resin around the edges, and then filling in the middle. It's a self-doming resin, so it'll fill in. And I apologize if you have questions. I can't see the camera or the screen, so I don't know if you're asking questions or not. I'm going to fill this in just a little bit more. Now I'm going to use my needle tool, and I'm going to drag the resin to the edges of my slice here. Try not to put on too much because I don't want it to run over. I'm going to a retreat tomorrow where Carla from Cherrywood Fabrics is doing a talk on the Cherrywood Fabrics competitions, and since this jewelry is an accompaniment to this year's competition, I feel like I need to have it done, at least some. There we go. Now there's bubbles in the resin, so I want to get those bubbles out. And to do that, I'm going to use a micro torch. And now I have a flame. And I'm just going to pass that over the top of the resin, and it'll pop those bubbles. And then I'm going to let this sit for a few minutes. And more of those bubbles will come to the surface, and then I'll pop them again, and they'll go underneath my light. The instructions say half an hour. I like to go about 40 minutes, just to make sure it's cured. And there's a bubble. Pop that. So this I'm going to set aside. And this tray just finished. Pop that off there. All right, can you see that? So then I will assemble this with some beads up here and a hook, and they'll make this into an earring. And of course, got to have a matched pair, and they've got to go opposite directions, so I've got different sides. And I'm just going to keep going on this because I have a lot more to go. Let's see. Anybody talking? Hi, Megs. I'm using Ultra Dome UV epoxy. Let's see, who else is on there? Any more questions? Rebecca, no, I have a Fiber Guild retreat I'm doing this weekend. I'll be at the Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta the first 2 weeks in October, and after that I don't have any more shows booked. And if you would like me to leave the camera on, I'm going to work on the next tray. Put that down again. I can't see the screen. Really quiet without music. I don't know if I can do this much longer. I need music. Heck, I should be playing Vincent in the background. For those just joining, I am putting the resin finish on my Van Gogh inspired earrings and pendants. Some of these will be earrings. I have some larger sizes that I've made that'll end up as pendants. So I put the resin on, and I am now pulling the resin to the edges of the piece. And then I'll pop the bubbles off of it, and it'll go under a UV light to be cured. The heat pops the bubbles. And I'm going to set that aside for bubbles to rise to the top. And this tray I did a little bit ago, I'm going to run the flame over again. Get my light on there and check that. Okay, that tray is ready to go. Don't tip the tray. Okay. Now I just need to work on the next tray, and it's just repeat, repeat, repeat until I have them all done. The finished pieces, this tray is finished, except I need to, I will put some beads here. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, put some beads here. And I'll wire this and hang it from a hook. Yeah, I'll put pictures up on my Facebook page when they're all assembled and put together. I'm not going to be doing that tonight. I have to pack my stuff up for the retreat yet, and I'm leaving in the morning, so it's getting a little tight. I'll probably finish them up at the retreat. But thanks for joining, you guys. Catch you next time. Bye.